We're watching thunderstorms off to the south and the west. Will they make it into southern Wisconsin? And how hot will Tuesday be? I've got all the details coming up.
Also, with a heat wave moving through Wisconsin, now you can stay cool during these high temperatures. And later, the Biden campaign returns to Wisconsin to discuss abortion and other reproductive rights heading into the election. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. Well, thanks for staying with us. We begin with these tropical-like weather conditions moving through Wisconsin. The muggy conditions have the potential to create severe isolated storms, high temperatures, also creating dangerous conditions outside for those who are not prepared. We have team coverage on how to beat the heat this week, and let's begin with a check of the first warn forecast and Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington dealing with the heat out on the weather patio. Alex?
Yeah, Eric, I'm lucky I got the shade here of our building right now, but that doesn't mask how warm it is. The feels like factor out there, we can go right to our map. Even with the shade, it feels like it's in the upper 90s to right around 100 degrees. If we can quick take a peek at max one, there we go, 101. So it feels like very close to Middleton, and we're fairly close on the southwest side of Madison, right around 100 degrees, got 94, 95. So very, very warm conditions out there. That's the heat index, or the feels like factor. Heat index values well into the 90s. You got to go up to the north where they've had some showers and thunderstorms for a little bit of reprieve, but things have been warming up in Juneau and Adams, Marquette and Green Lake counties where you had a little severe weather earlier. Now it feels like the lower 80s. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch. It's just been issued during the 5 o'clock hour for the far southwestern portion of the state. And here's the reason why. We're keeping an eye on some thunderstorms over north central Iowa, out towards Mason City. This is way off to the west. The good news is our future track model is showing those thunderstorms lifting more towards the north into southern Minnesota, maybe a pop-up storm or two over southwestern Wisconsin and south central Wisconsin. So we'll be keeping a close eye on the tabs of those thunderstorms out to the west. Again, an outside chance of a storm or two. Best chances will be north of Madison, where we've had that cool air from the rain earlier today. Leaves a little bit of a boundary, which I'm going to explain a little bit more in Maine weather for that potential for more of those showers and thunderstorms. Site risk, level 1 out of 5 across areas Madison and north, and that's for this boundary and for this potential this evening. But I think a lot of southern Wisconsin is just going to be dry and a very, very muggy night tonight. By 10 o'clock when you join us again, temperatures still in the 80s and a hot Tuesday ahead. How high will the heat index values go on Tuesday? And we'll break down this chance of thunderstorms tonight a little bit more in a few minutes.
All right, Alex, thank you. Well, here in Wisconsin, many of us have been eagerly awaiting the summer warmth, but how hot is too hot? Our Maddie Heimsch is outside our News 3 Now studios measuring just how hot our cars can get in this heat. Maddie?
Yeah, Eric, I have a little experiment going on behind me. I placed this pan of cookie dough on my dashboard around noon today. It's been out here all afternoon. It looks not quite edible, but it has flattened out those cubes from their original shape. I have this thermometer next to them. Looks to be about at 150 degrees right now.
The solar radiation's coming in through, it's like a mini greenhouse effect, right, where the sun's coming in through the windows and it's not escaping. It's sort of just bouncing around inside the car and just heating up that interior.
That interior can get to unsafe temperatures in just minutes. At just 70 degrees, your car can heat up to 112 in an hour. In 95-degree weather, similar to what we saw Monday afternoon, your car can easily reach 138 degrees.
This time of year, people are like, oh, I'm just going to run into the store real quick and just leave my kids watching the iPad in the car. Okay, no, absolutely not. Those cars will heat up so fast. You know, and that goes for our animals too. You know, we can't leave our dogs in the car.
According to the National Safety Council, 37 children die each year on average due to heat stroke in hot cars.
Remember that sun is intensified by the glare that comes from.
And while interior car temperature isn't safe for anyone, air temperature safety is dependent on the person in these summer months.
There are other things that make us vulnerable as well. And it's not, we shouldn't just think in terms of what the temperature is or what the humidity is, but also the duration of that temperature and humidity as well. So after a couple of days, that really starts to build up. And without a kind of respite from that heat, then our bodies are far less resilient.
Okay, I'm gonna pull these out right now. We're just gonna take a look at them with my napkin because it's hot. Okay, so this is about after 6 hours. Like I said, they don't look totally edible, but Eric, I'll bring one in the studio for you. I know you'll eat it. But they definitely felt the heat flattening out today. Reporting in Madison, Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Oh, those cookies, they look good. Maddie, thank you. Bring them on in. We'll try them. Amidst the heat, a mechanical failure of all things at a Beloit pool has left people there without their regular place to cool off. Our Kyle Pozorski shares how folks looked elsewhere to escape the heat.
On a hot summer day like this, you might want to think about hitting a pool like this one here in Beloit. But that's not the case due to mechanical issues shutting it down until at least Wednesday. Over the weekend, 2 significant failures prompted the city to shut Kruger Pool down. The city says a water pipe burst and a chunk of concrete was damaged. Both, we are told, are unrelated. Instead, today we found people taking in the sun in South Beloit, cooling off at Pearl Lake Beach.
It takes a while to get used to it, you know, it just seems like it happens overnight, but the water definitely helps.
We heard the same from other families out on the beach today as well, just trying to make the best of the heat. Back at Kruger Pool, we have learned it opened in the 1930s, being last renovated in the 80s. The city of Beloit expects to put out an update about the status of Kruger Pool come Wednesday. Until then, you'll have to find different options to stay cool during these hot summer days. Reporting in Beloit, Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now.
Meanwhile, there are several local pools in Dane County now open for the summer. Of course, the Goodman Pool in Madison, it opens at 1, closes at 5:45. And there are also 3 free splash pads in Madison at Cypress, Elver Park, also Rindell Park on the east side. Those operate from 10 in the morning until 8 at night. Open swim at Sun Prairie's Family Aquatic Center runs 12:30 to 4:30. And then again, after a short break from 6 to 8, and the Monona Community Pool is open 12:30 to 5:30. And then again, 7 to 9 tonight. And the Oregon Community Pool has open swim from 1 to 3. Stay up to date on the weather with our First Warn Forecast weather app, hourly forecast, road conditions, and your latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather. On the campaign trail, abortion has been a key issue for voters, and that was the focus of a roundtable led by the Biden campaign today. Our political reporter Will Keneally was there and has more.
Yeah, Governor Evers held a roundtable here at the Goodman Center with Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, traveling to Wisconsin here with the Biden campaign, talking up the importance of abortion heading into the November election.
1 year, 2 months, and 25 days. That's how long Planned Parenthood Wisconsin was forced to suspend abortion services.
At the focus of today's roundtable on the east side, how Wisconsin is navigating abortion in a post-Roe landscape. The participants included Wisconsin medical students who have struggled to get practical training on abortion.
They put a policy in our handbook that essentially made it so we could no longer do that.
Whether you're in Wisconsin or Alabama or a state like Michigan that has these rights enshrined now, we could all lose that.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer joined Evers at the roundtable. She's one of the surrogates traveling with the Biden campaign to talk about the importance of the issue ahead of November.
Welcome, Governor Whitmer, to Wisconsin. My belief is simple. Reproductive health care is health care. And why people don't get this, I don't know.
Now, this all comes as a week from today is the anniversary of the Dobbs decision. Now, that's the Supreme Court decision that overturned the precedent set by Roe v. Wade. Reporting from Madison's east side, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
All right, Will, thank you. And happening tomorrow, former President Donald Trump will be back in Wisconsin. He plans to hold a rally in Racine. Trump's campaign says he will talk about how, quote, Biden has failed Wisconsin. This will be Trump's first visit to the Badger State since becoming convicted on those felony counts in New York. It is his 3rd trip to Wisconsin this year. Madison police arrest 2 people this morning after a gun and drugs were found during a traffic stop at about 3 in the morning. Officers spotted a vehicle suspected of being driven by a wanted man on North 1st Street at East Johnson. Police say the man drove away, crashed into a vehicle on East Wash at North Fair Oaks. A stolen gun and drugs were found in the vehicle. The driver was arrested for possession of a firearm by a felon, among other charges. Madison Police Department needs your help finding a suspect who poses a possible danger to the public. Police say this man allegedly robbed a Walmart on Watts Road over the weekend. The man entered and approached a clerk and drew a handgun and then stole money from the till before running off before police could arrive. If you have any information about the case, Madison Police ask you to call the Dane County non-emergency line there on your screen, 608-255-2345. Still ahead on News 3 Now at 6, why an insurance company is dropping thousands of policies aimed at protecting pets. Plus, the Beloit School District teams up with the government to provide healthy meals for kids this summer.
You're watching News 3 Now, voted Station of the Year 2023 by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association. You're watching News 3 Now at 6, brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Dive into Steinhoffel's summer sale. Get all the newest styles for your living room, dining room, bedroom, and so much more. Plus, save up to $1,000 on bonus buys and closeouts. Get the best night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhoffel's. We have all the best brands at the best prices. And make your dream room a reality with low monthly payments when you use our 60-month financing. The summer sale, only at Steinhoffel's and steinhoffels.com.
We're looking for 200 homeowners this month interested in getting new landscape borders. Our borders are laid in one piece using a high-performance concrete mix, and we add fibers and steel cable to maximize strength and durability. Our cutting-edge materials and process ensure that your borders will not fade, discolor, or disconnect, and will look beautiful for years to come. And all of our borders are covered by our extensive lifetime warranty. Boost your curb appeal with easy-to-mow-around, long-lasting, beautiful landscape borders. Visit the website or call the number for your new borders today.
Senator Baldwin says I'm not from Wisconsin. But this was my childhood home. Graduated East High. Became a Badger in '86, where I've had my company for over 20 years.
And this is where we live. It's our family home.
I'm a fourth-generation Wisconsinite. It made me who I am. If Senator Baldwin's not going to be honest with you about where I'm from, what makes you think she'll be honest with you about anything? I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
Wisconsin's U.S. Senate race takes center stage in a News 3 Now reality check. I'll drill into the latest campaign ads attacking Tammy Baldwin and challenger Eric Hovde, clarifying the messages and finding the facts. Reality check, Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6, moving forward.
The Beloit School District is partnering with the Department of Agriculture to offer free breakfast and lunch this summer to all children under the age of 18. Now, the goal is to make sure every child has access to nutritious meals when school is not in session. Meals will be available at multiple locations from June 25th through August 1st. Some of those locations are the Beloit Public Library, Converse Elementary, Cunningham Intermediate, Todd Elementary, and the YMCA. There are no income requirements. More information can be found on the City of Beloit website. Meanwhile, paddle boats and kayak rentals will be available at the Riverside Park Lagoon starting tomorrow. Here's a look at the watercraft rental schedule. 4-person boats will cost $12 for a full hour. 2-person boats, $8 an hour. Kayaks, $5 an hour. The City of Beloit also says a new dock and new pump have been installed there. The pump draws water from the Rock River to improve the lagoon's water quality. Nationwide Insurance is dropping pet insurance policies for roughly 100,000 animals. The company blames higher veterinary costs and other factors. The move puts tens of thousands of pet owners in a tough spot because a lot of animals losing coverage are older and have pre-existing conditions. That means they may not be insurable elsewhere. Some customers are trying to organize to potentially take legal action. When we come back, a look at some of the big winners from last night's Tony Awards. Plus, UW Health introducing a new way to get their patients their medications quicker and easier. And how long will the heat wave stick around? Alex is back. His complete forecast after the break.
You're watching News 3 Now, voted Best News Operation of the Year 2023 by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
Let's do this.
Introducing Chevy's best lineup of SUVs ever. The rugged, always-ready Trailblazer, the first ever Traverse Z71, and the Chevy Trax, starting at $21,495. When it's your time to shine, Chevy's got you.
Get 1.9% financing on select popular 2024 Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you outdoors because we get you. Whether you're headed across town or across the country, we get you tires and batteries, trust and care during our summer tire sale. Right now, buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Rewards members get an extra $25 instant savings on any set of 4. All power sport helmets, accessories, and covers, 10% off. And for all your power needs, Blaine's brand vehicle batteries start at $43.99. Tires and batteries, trust and care at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Nobody wants to put a new roof over their head. It's too expensive. And if they can extend the life of that roof and get 5 more years or 10 more years, it's a no-brainer.
What RoofMax does is it helps people in that they don't have to spend that $15,000, $20,000 on a new roof. They can spend pennies on the dollar.
The RoofMax product was a small percentage of cost of replacing a roof.
This is a great financial decision for us as a community.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I'm 82.
86.
90 years young.
Eric Hovde thinks people like us shouldn't be able to vote.
If you're in a nursing home, you only have 5-6 month life expectancy. Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
Son, I've served this country. I think I can handle a ballot. What a jerk.
Eric Hovde, I'm fully aware of whom I'm voting for, and it won't be you.
Watching News 3 Now at 6.
UW Health has a new way of giving patients their medication with their new pharmacy kiosks. People can pick up their prescriptions outside of regular pharmacy hours. Our Meryl Hubbard spoke with UW Health to learn more about these quick and easy pickups.
Self-checkout has become very popular in retail settings, and UW Health has caught on to this. This is the pharmacy kiosk, where people can pick up their medications at their convenience. The kiosks are made up of lockers that have both cold and room temperature storage for prescriptions. Once people receive their assigned prescription code via email, they can choose the best time and pickup location for them. Once they enter the code, the locker opens up, giving them quick access to their needs. For patients that don't use smartphones, UW Health found a way to help them, too.
One way that they get their access code via smartphone or via email, and within our own portal we can add additional contacts. So if they have a caregiver, a child and parent, they can do so to really provide the most amount of opportunity for them to get their medications.
UW Health says it usually takes 35 seconds for a patient to complete their transaction. Around 500 people have used the pharmacy kiosk so far. This is one of 3 lockers in Madison. They are on the east side, downtown, and Middleton. I'm Meryl Hubbard, News 3 Now.
And if anyone has any trouble at a kiosk, there is a 24/7 call service and an intercom at those locker locations. Well, it was a big night for theater yesterday during the Tony Awards. Stereophonic won Best Play at last night's show. The play is a parody of the rise of Fleetwood Mac, as the band depicted in the show records a new album in 1 year, which goes on to be a hit. The Outsiders, a musical based on the popular S.E. Hinton novel, also had 4 wins last night, as did Merrily We Roll Along, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Jonathan Groff. Both actors took home Tonys for the first time. Throughout the show, the stage was lit with a number of performances from Merrily We Roll Along, Hell's Kitchen, and Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club. And if you watched the end of the Tonys on Channel 3, we do owe you an apology. Our 10 o'clock newscast last night was scheduled to follow the ceremony, and due to a timing error, the newscast came on before the award show ended, and this caused viewers in our area to miss the final segment, which featured the Best Play award that we showed you, and we do apologize for that error. Warm and humid all week. Here is Alex rejoining us once again. A complete look at the forecast.
Eric, yes, warm, humid, and it is quite toasty out there right now. This is the feels like factor, the most important temperature that we want to show you. The actual air temperatures, they don't tell the entire story. When you add the humidity to the actual air temperature, you get the feels like factor or the heat index. 101, 102 in Cross Plains along Highway 14, right in the farmland in the countryside just west of Madison. Those crops give off a lot of water too, so does vegetation, grass, trees. That adds that water to the atmosphere locally across southern Wisconsin. We'll continue to see the high heat index values as we carry on into Tuesday. So one more day of this really, really warm, humid air, and then we'll stay humid, but just not quite as dangerously warm. Still feels like 100 in Boscoville, 92 in the Dells. Now it's warming up to the north, up towards Juneau, Adams, Marquette, and Green Lake counties. It's feeling more like 90 again. They had showers and thunderstorms. We're watching some showers and storms way off to the west. Vernon, Crawford, Richland, Grand counties are under a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight. And here's why. As we look and use our cloud track, this is our visible cloud track. We can see these clouds during the daytime. There is a boundary that stretches from Fort Dodge over to Waterloo to north of Dubuque up into central Wisconsin. You can see this right here. North of that, those bright white clouds are those thunderstorms that are trying to pop up. These storms are going to try to ride along that boundary. But our future track model here after I show radar 3000 is pushing those storms more towards the north. Few storms along 35 near Mason City, way west of Madison. And here's what future track is showing here. Those thunderstorms moving more towards the north and less towards the east, although a pop-up thunderstorm or two is not out of the question for the rest of southern Wisconsin. So be on guard tonight, especially north and west of Madison, out towards the Mississippi River through at least the late evening hours and towards midnight. If we do get any thunderstorms that get on the feisty side, wind and hail would be the main threats for these thunderstorms. Then we turn our attention to Tuesday. One more day of very warm conditions, dangerously warm for all of southern Wisconsin. This time tomorrow night, heat index values between 95 to near 100 degrees. And then the heat breaks, so to speak. We'll go back down into the low to mid to upper 80s, so no more of the 90s to low to mid 90s. We'll cool on down, but it will stay humid during this period. And we've got a lot of rain chances as well. This is going to set us up for a wet weather pattern that may repeat itself Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe even Sunday. Here's what future track may look like at 3 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday morning. Could be a loud start to Wednesday morning as a line of thunderstorms moves into southern Wisconsin. And this line of thunderstorms could repeat itself over and over again on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and maybe even Sunday as well. And that could lead to some hefty water amounts between 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of rain. This area of heavy rain off towards the north and towards the west could slip a little bit further towards the east. That's my main concern Wednesday, Thursday, Friday going on into the weekend. Less in the Department of Severe Weather, greater chances for heavy rainfall during this weather pattern, as you see in our 7 to 10 day forecast. Storm chances likely as we enter summer, going on into the first weekend of summer. Next week, good news though, we have a chance of drying out a bit, and those temperatures and the humidity levels will eventually come down.
And still to come in sports, the Packers released their training camp schedule, plus why their all-time leading scorer is coming to Madison. Next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Now don't you worry. I'm going to take real good care of your windows.
You need the experts at Feldco. Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2026. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast so you can enjoy your new windows all summer long. 2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
I was born with a heart defect. For most of my life, it was safe to monitor with regular checkups. When I was ready to start a family, we knew it was time to make my heart strong enough for pregnancy. I was nervous, but my team at UW Health specializes in complex procedures, so they knew how to help my heart keep up with my dreams. They had the expertise I needed when I needed it, and now I'm ready for the next adventure. UW Health. Remarkable.
We've been everywhere. We've coated patios, pool decks, basements, hospitals, warehouses, walkways, man caves, churches, schools, airports, hotels, and garages. If it's concrete, TSR will coat it. Turn your old deck into dollars. You can trade in your old deck and earn cash back towards a brand new deck that is backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. All you have to do is visit TradeInMyDeck.com, answer a few quick questions, and you'll see your estimated trade-in value instantly. Visit TradeInMyDeck.com.
It's coming. Predicted to be one of the hottest summers ever. And you can't enjoy anything when your house is too hot, especially when you get that big utility bill. So what do? You stop the hot air from coming in and your cool air from leaking out. With USA Premium Foam in your walls, your old hot and humid house really can be made comfortable. Call now, and when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free. Stop sweating and start saving.
USA Insulation.
From midnight tweets to drinking bleach to tear-gassing citizens and staging a photo op, we knew Trump was out of control when he was president. Then he lost the 2020 election and snapped, desperately trying to hold on to power. Now he's running again, this time threatening to be a dictator, to terminate the Constitution.
If I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Trump wants revenge, and he'll stop at nothing to get it.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
We are 10 weeks out from the return of Wisconsin volleyball, and they are starting to ramp up their recruiting. Kelly Sheffield received a trio of top-flight commitments this weekend, including 6'5" Lainey Tarnow, ranked as Prep Dig's 6th best player in the class of 2026. Meanwhile, Serbia native Una Vajagic signed to the class as well, but to the class of 2025. The 6-foot outside hitter is highly regarded as one of, if not the best player in the entire country of Serbia. Her commitment gives Bucky 7 incoming freshmen. To the hardwood, Yahoo Sports' Rocco Miller reports that Wisconsin men's basketball will open their season at the Kohl Center against Holy Cross on November 4th. It would be a new-look Badger team that takes the floor that day or whenever they start their season, as they look to bounce back from a brutal finish from this season. June 17th, 1994 was one of the craziest days in sports history, mostly because of this, the moment that captivated the nation. O.J. Simpson and his police chase in his white Bronco. But it also overshadowed many other big sporting events that day, like Arnold Palmer playing his last U.S. Open, the U.S. hosting their first World Cup game, and it was Game 5 of the NBA Finals. 30 years later, on hopefully a much calmer June 17th, we get another Game 5 in the NBA Finals tonight. The Boston Celtics are up 3-1 in the series and have a chance to win their record-setting 18th title tonight at home. The Packers announced their training camp schedule today, and you've got 8 chances to go out and check them out. Their first open practice is on July 22nd, and then a fan favorite, their family night under the lights, is on August 3rd. Jordan Love and the Packers will open their 2024 season against the Eagles in Brazil on Friday, September 6th. But if you can't get up to Green Bay, the Packers' all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby, will be in Madison on August 10th for Forward Madison's American Football Night. You can even buy special ticket packages to ensure that you get a picture with the kicker. The Brewers begin their first trip to the West Coast tonight, beginning a 3-game set with the Angels. The Brewers, despite all of their changes this past offseason, are one of baseball's best teams at 42-29. They have the 3rd best record in the NL and are 6.5 games up in the Central. And if you missed it last night, this was historic and a fun night at that. The Madison Nightmares softball team played their first ever home game, and the Mallard sister gave Madison quite the introduction, scoring 10 runs in the first inning and winning 18-1. They'll be back in action tonight.
We're sure Mason Crosby won't be needed in uniform on August 10th?
He's kind of bridging the gap between football and football, you could say.
But a lot of Packer fans are like, maybe we should sign him.
Yeah, but I think that's not the worst idea.
Quick final check of the forecast. Hot.
Yeah, hot. Yeah, so we need to get rid of the heat and humidity. We'll get rid of the heat, but not the humidity this week. Future track, though, keeping an eye on some thunderstorms that could impact portions of southwestern Wisconsin and areas well north and west of Madison. They should fizzle by the time we head towards late evening, towards midnight. Then it's just going to be a hot and humid night. Then we fast forward to tomorrow. Look at our heat index values back into the mid to upper 90s. Good news is, though, the humidity will, the heat will go away, but the humidity is going to stick around, and that's going to bring rain chances. We could get quite a bit this week.
All right, stay cool, folks. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back here tonight at 10.